back in week 1. The Lions dominated their first matchup against the Vikings. Can Minnesota get revenge? Find out next on EA Sports.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Lions in this matchup. They've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, do they get a win?
Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. From the gun, it's Tua. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he will have a Vikings first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 12 carries, 58 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. We'll check on his status when we get back. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to the ground. Cook. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Tua. Now he's forced out left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? But a long one, and he can't connect. Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. The numbers for him from a week ago: 12 carries, 58 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football. Give it to him early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he's still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
A quick throw to the left flat, and he's got it.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in secondary.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Completed at the 26-yard line.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
The Vikings send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he is going to have a Lions first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play for Detroit.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long. But I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Disastrous outcome there on 3rd and goal. They lose 9 yards on the sack.
3rd and goal they decided to throw for, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
2 times. 3 down. Ready. Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Now Tua. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Tua. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And this will be a Vikings 1st down as the tackle made here at the 36.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. This
Vikings defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And this one is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. On fourth down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. And out now come the Vikings. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Tua going to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
This first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Lions will take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
They'll run with Cook. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Jadeveon Clowney, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. Tua sets up to pass it. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Back to throw again. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Well, that play really didn't fool them. They completed the screen pass, but for lost yardage, a really nice play by the defense.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. Shoves him away. And there he goes again. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll set up a throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Coup for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get it going.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the Bears who pick up the victory at home. Justin Fields, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. The Dolphins trying to keep hope alive. And at 7-5, they're still right in the mix for a playoff berth. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Josh Allen leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out.
And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll set up to throw.
The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And Detroit getting set to go now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So no gain on the play.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's at the lower center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Jacob Phillips leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On play action, they'll throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38. Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Looking to pass. Tua. Setting up the screen for Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The punt team on now as this one sent away. Take it at the 37. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Another shot now for this Lions offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one good for 37 yards. So that about the shortest pass a quarterback can make, but it winds up going for a bundle.
Yeah, let's face it, in the stats, It sure looks like a heck of a throw, doesn't it? It's almost like in baseball when you get that little Texas leaguer that turns into a double. You would think that you hit it off the wall. Big-time play for him on a short little pass.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And the Lions are going to have a first and goal as he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. They're going to look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown! A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Koo now for the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Vikings now heading onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A run there with Cook on first down, but it won't net him much, maybe a yard. Second down coming up. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's Tua. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. Touchdown, Vikings! Quez Watkins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you want the final metric on his top speed, and trust me, you do, Next Gen Stats says he hit 22.4 miles an hour. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just down the line. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And this is how the game has trended for him numbers-wise. He's really picked it up. And I got to be honest, I don't know schematically. This is where I need you. What does the defense need to do to get back to that start that they had on him?
You've got to harass him early in his route. Right off the line of scrimmage, someone needs to be there. So it's not what we call a free release where he just gets into the route so easily. Because once he builds up momentum and speed, forget it, you're done. Knock him off of that, chip away at his timing, and then make sure you have a second person there in the vicinity as well. Too big and too strong usually for one person to handle.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Let's go.
He's brought down at the 31. A gain of 7. First down, Detroit.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. Oh, he shifts past him. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
They'll look to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Let's go, boys.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. And to give this time to the tailback. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5.
He'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
Come on now, let's do this.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Vikings head out to take over once again. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Tua. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
leads to second.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. And that's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Vikings send out their punter, standing right on his own 5-yard line. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
First down, Detroit.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Vikings 10.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out.
And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big part of each and every game, and it's not just getting to halftime. It's series to series to make it work. And being able to hang in there when there's a little adversity early and see them able to flip it around, it's kind of gratifying for a team to watch, especially for a coach.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. First down, here's the run with Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Tua going to throw. He's going to let it fly.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Tua on 4th down. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Tua to try again on 2nd down. That is incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Tua sets up to pass it. And that's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 4 down. 4 down. Set. Go. 17.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10. 47-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And it's 3rd down.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Detroit, they pick up win number 4 on the campaign as they emerge victorious here. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints.